Chairman. First, let me thank you, Chairman Johnson, and Ranking Member Davis. In our rural communities, they make up what is the heart and the soul of our agricultural system. But they're getting a raw deal now. Not only are they providing the heart and the soul, I represent a district that is part rural, part urban, and I'm in the middle of this, and I know the frustrations. But also, right now, we're dealing with some man-made attacks on our rural communities. Existing barriers have been cut. They've been compounded by mass firings, misguided staff reductions, and reckless budget cuts. There is a lot of work that we got to do to straighten out how we are providing the necessary help for our rural communities. And that's what I want to get to with you, Ms. Smalls. First of all, historically, what has prevented, in your words, so many rural communities and small towns from successfully applying and receiving the federal grants? What can we do here to smooth out getting the resources down to them?
Thank you so much. Oh, here, sorry.
I'm sorry, did you?
Yeah, Miss. I want to hear from everybody on that.
Okay,
Thought I'd
that's okay.
talk. You all take your time because this is the heart of the matter. Let's see what we in Congress need to do to get the money down there to them and really lead the way. They're our heart and soul.
So let's talk about just some rural examples, real life examples. My staff, this is what they do. They're an RDO. They work with 46 communities and counties, and they help them write grants and loans packages to help secure some of these projects. And it's not an easy process. While I said earlier that these provide some opportunities that we can't find through other processes, sometimes these programs are more difficult to access the funds than some of the other programs. And I'll give you an example. If we are working with a community that needs a new water tower, and if we take them to the state revolving loan fund, if you were involved with creating that through the SRF, those are run through the states, provided by you. The state of South Dakota runs that very well. So they have quarterly funding rounds. We know that if you apply in January, that's going to go before a public board in March. And one day they will hear it, the next day they will find out whether or not they received those funds, and we can work with that. Conversely, if we apply for a water application through USDA, we work through that process, we submit it, and we don't know where it goes. We don't know what the process is. We don't know when it's coming back. It may languish somewhere for a year. And by the time it comes back, you know, those costs have risen. And so it's just very difficult sometimes to work with a program when you don't have the exact parameters of how that works. And I understand that they've got staff cuts. I can't tell you how to make it better because once it leaves my desk, I don't know where it goes until we finally get some notice of if it's coming back and been funded or not.
All right. Yeah, Ms. Smalls and then the others. What I'm asking for here is you got a lot of folks on this committee that want to really help and get down there. And we're faced with things here. We got to cut out these budget cuts going down to them and help them. But we need to find out and get recommendations from you as to any specific things we can do right now. Ms. Smalls.
I'll pick up where Lynn Keller-Forbes left off in terms of the water programs. There's some really good suggestions about having the flexibility to offer 0 to 1% interest loans so that rural development can make that determination when a community really needs it. There's also a really good proposal to support regionalization of water projects so they can leverage more funds and leverage existing systems. And then it is about the flexibility. I really appreciate that you brought up the state revolving loan fund because those are state administered. And if we could tie WEP funds funds more closely together with state revolving loan funds that would dramatically speed up the process, but it would take congressional action because there's different requirements for each program.